Hey guys, this is Jonathan from Woodland Gear of mywoodlandgear.com. Today we're going to be talking about the Gerber Freeman Guide fixed blade hunting knife. So grab your gear and let's get ready for our next woodland adventure. Alright, so here we have an up close look at the Gerber Freeman Guide. This is the fixed blade version. There is a folding version. It should be noted that this knife is strictly designed to be a hunting knife. It is not a survival knife or a bushcraft knife, but we're going to go through the uses for it as those things and check its possibilities for other uses. The sheath it comes with is just a simple nylon sheath. It does have a plastic insert that kind of helps protect the sheath from getting cut up from the knife going in and out repeatedly. The sheath design I think is a little wonky. I don't like how this flap comes up, so if you're good with leather, it might be a good idea to recraft yourself another sheath, because this one's just, in my opinion, pretty much garbage. You get onto the knife itself. You have a 4-inch blade. Overall, the knife is 8.34 inches. Has a weight of 4.40 ounces, which is a very small knife, which is kind of what you want in a hunting knife. Got these nice little finger grooves here. It does have this larger finger groove, which I have a big hand, so it's kind of awkward for me to hold this knife. You have a nice drop point blade, and the blade is also full tang, goes all the way to the end. And as you can see here, there's lots of jimping everywhere, all over the finger grooves. Gives you lots of secure grip everywhere. You want to hold it reverse, you got jimping there. Just incredible grip on this knife all around. It's got a nice rubberized handle with a scale pattern, gives you even more friction, which equals better grip, less likely to slip, which is a great plus when you're, got your hand covered in blood cleaning up, field dressing an animal. The steel on this knife is 5CR15 MOV stainless steel, which isn't a great steel, but it is stainless steel. It's not going to strike any sparks on chert or flint or anything like that, but it will strike a ferro rod, and we'll get to some demonstrations for various other situations here in a second. Right. It's important to notice that with a smaller knife like this, you're going to be limited to the amount of wood you can baton through. So you want to make sure you have a little bit of tip sticking out that you can catch with your baton. And I didn't really expect this knife to have any troubles batoning through this. And not everybody's into batoning, but that's okay. It's I just think that it's important to know that if need be, your knife can handle it. Sometimes you're just going to really need that dry inner wood, and you're going to need to get to it in an emergency, and all you have is a knife. It's really comforting to know that your knife can handle doing that. All right, so next we're just going to try a bit of light feather sticking. This knife obviously isn't designed for it, but any knife should be able to accomplish this to some degree. It doesn't seem to give you the traditional curls. Being a thicker and heavier blade, you tend to get a little bit more thicker chunks, but the ultimate purpose of feather sticking is to give more surface area for the fire to take light quicker. So I think it accomplished that pretty well, even if the curls are a little bit bigger and chunkier. You can get smaller ones if you go slow, but like I said, they tend to want to be bigger on a short, stocky knife like this. But you can get some pretty decent feather curls if you're patient and have at it. Next, we're going to try to Use a ferro rod to strike onto a little bit of char cloth. Any knife with a 90-degree spine should be able to accomplish this without using the cutting edge of your blade. Some people like to use the cutting edge of their blade. I don't like to, for the fact that it'll dull your blade really quickly, so I try not to do that. But any knife with a decent spine should be able to do this pretty easily, so I don't have any doubts about this part. We're just going to use a ferro rod onto a little bit of char cloth. There's a little bit. Now we got one spark on there, which is all you need. But surprisingly, the spine's not as sharp as I thought it was going to be. It was fairly hard to get the spark with this ferro rod, but I thought it was going to be a little bit easier than that. But it seems to be rounded just a little bit, and that hinders the spark throwing some. Seems to help here if you use this choil a little bit. Get a little bit of a better spark, but not much. And I don't like being that close to the blade because of safety reasons. But it will throw a spark if you need it to. But you can use the blade. You shouldn't. A lot of people do, but that's how sparks you should be getting without using the blade. But like I said, I don't like to use the blade. All right, so that's going to be pretty much it for the Gerber Freeman guide, the fixed blade version. All in all, this is a great little hunting knife. It's sturdy, it's stout, it's cheap, comes in at around about $30 MSRP. You might be able to pick it up for cheaper. Has a drop point blade, which is great for skinning because you don't want to penetrate too much when skinning. It's got jimping everywhere, crazy good grip. It's a great knife for hunting, and it can also be used, I wouldn't say so much for bushcraft, but it can be carried over into survival if need be, mainly because it has a nice thick spine, got really nice grip, and can be batoned very easily. And at $30, it's a good deal just to carry an extra one around in your bag or in your truck or wherever you may be. And with that, pretty much it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give us a like, comment down below, or subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, and remember, adventure is waiting.